Okay, and we are live. Y'all, let me just check a couple levels. This is my first time going live on this YouTube channel. I want to make sure we have audio and visual, audio, test, test, test. Okay, so I believe everything is good, y'all. I know there's not going to be anybody on this live because, as I said, this is a new YouTube channel. So, welcome you guys to ESB, that stands for Exotical. Can't talk. It stands for Exotical Southern Belle. And this channel was created to talk about things that most people don't want to hear about on my normal page, pretty privilege and different things of that nature. And it started because I realized that a lot of my life experiences are unrelatable to people who don't live in my shoes and who don't have the privileges that I have. I believe everybody has privileges, okay? You know, whether your privilege is being pretty, being white, being thin, we all have different privileges in life. And I firmly believe in maximizing your privileges, leading with your privileges, and using them to get you where you want to be. Okay, I don't see any shame in that. I did when I was religious because I was indoctrinated to be humble and to, basically just make myself so small. And that was just to my detriment. So once I got over all that and I began to realize that throughout life, a lot of the things that I've thrived in have been because of various privileges I possess. One of them being pretty privilege, another one being light skin privilege, another one being professional privilege, meaning being well versed in how to carry myself in professional settings. We all have privileges. Use them unapologetically. Now, over here, I do consider myself to be a good witch of sorts. I do believe in using your pretty privilege and your light skin privilege for good. I don't believe in using your privileges to oppress others. I don't believe in using your privileges to further oppression. Okay. Those are my standards over here. And that's the moral compass from which this channel operates. Don't use your privilege to oppress others or to hurt others. Use your privilege to elevate others. Okay. In the same way that if this was a perfect country, white people would use their white privilege to try to end the systemic racism and other issues. I believe if you have pretty privilege, light skin privilege, thin privilege, you should use those privileges to help end the bullshit around you. Okay, I'm not saying you got to be a social justice warrior and you got to, do all that. But I believe in our lives, there are small ways we can help stop the bullshit. Basically, because not all that's out the way, you guys. Make sure you subscribe over here, my Southern Belles and other beauties, if this content interests you. And also, this channel is going to be more talking about my times in corporate America and my times back when I was, because now I'm a stay-at-home mom, you guys. Now I'm retired, but back when I was making money and I was actively in the rat race. I had a lot of success and I want to share that here. And that's what prompted me to create this spreadsheet. And I've been talking about it on TikTok. People have asked for this. And I thought to myself, well, there's no reason I can't give this, right? There's no reason I can't, sell this to y'all. This is the exact spreadsheet I use to triple my income in a year, y'all. Okay, it's going to look primitive to you if you are up on Excel, because it is. It's a very simple spreadsheet. I used it 10 years ago now, probably more than that. And when I decided to show you guys this, my initial idea was, okay, I'm going to overhaul this and I'm going to bring it into 2025, right? I'm going to do all these things to it. But I realized as I was going through it and making changes, I'm like, no, this spreadsheet as it is gave me everything I asked for, everything I wanted, everything I needed. There is magic in this. And I'm going to keep it as it is. Now, I prettied it up a little bit, but I'm going to keep it as it is because I truly believe this is magical. It's not hard. Anybody can do this. Okay. So what you're going to do, I have a link in the description. If you would like to purchase this, it's only $12, y'all. Okay. $1 a page basically is what I charge. And when you purchase this, you're going to need your Google account to download it because this is a Google Sheets spreadsheet. Now you can, after you download it, you can save it and you can put it into Excel if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to make this so accessible, like everybody basically has a Gmail account, Google account. Anybody can use this. You can use this on your phone. This can be with you everywhere. So when you open it, this thing is already, the first couple pages you'll see at the bottom. If you're on TikTok, you're going to have to go to YouTube to get the visual. I will be posting this live on YouTube. It usually takes, I don't know how long it's going to take to percolate, to be honest, but it'll be posted today. So you guys can go to YouTube and you can look at everything I'm talking about, but you can also follow along on the audio. So the first couple pages are sample pages that just show you how to use this thing. Okay. And that's what I'm doing now. Okay. And there's little notes in here for y'all. The notes are not on the actual spreadsheet. It's just on the sheets labeled sample. So the first page is called the sample annual budget. What I would do, y'all, when I first made this spreadsheet all those years ago, I was on my own. I grew up not in poverty. I would say we were middle class. My mom stayed at home. My father worked and he provided completely for the household. So when I went to college, I wasn't somebody who had a trust fund, or who had, just like tons of money. Like my dad and, my grandpa, they did support me in college, but I wasn't one of those, chicks with daddy's credit card who could just buy whatever. So I had to budget my money. And back then, I want to say the movie The Secret was kind of big. So I got into manifestation because at that point in my life, I moved away from home. I wasn't in church, and going to college, my mind became more open and I was just learning. And I really thrived with manifestation. Okay, that era of my life is where I thrived. It's where life was on easy mode for me. And this was the beginning of all that. Okay, so one thing, the main thing you're going to do on this spreadsheet is you're going to manage the income you have now. And you're also going to dream and put numbers in for the income you want. And that's what you see here on the screen. So if you're following me, and this is just these numbers, y'all, are just, guesstimations. They're not my exact incomes or anything. But I do think I was making around $3,000 when I made this. So let's say your income is $2,000. We're going to put $2,000 over here where it says estimated monthly income. And it's telling you, okay, now I did my net income. Net means whatever you take home after your taxes come out. Okay, what is direct deposited into your bank account? That's what I played around with. All right, so if you are bringing home $2,000 a month, then that's $24,000 a year. All right, and when you scroll down, you'll see I put that $2,000 in, and it's already telling me, it's calculating everything down here for me. And then I have the annual right here. But this is where you're going to dream right here, where it says, if you guys can see on YouTube, the estimated net monthly. Okay, I want to make $21,000 a month. So I put that in there. And this is telling me my total bills, because I'm dreaming, okay, I'm going to have a mortgage. It's going to be around $2,000, my power bill, my dream car, or let's say I want to pay cash for my car. I'm just going to put $0. I don't have a car payment. My insurance, let's say around $300, gas, whatever, whatever you want to dream right here, your future monthly budget. Okay. Yeah, you might be making $2,000 a month now, but think about the future. What do you want? Dream without restrictions. Okay. Dream without any restrictions. What do you want? And I'm beating on the table. I need to stop because I think that's going to cause audio issues for y'all on YouTube. So, so this is just kind of like what I think about, what I want. Okay. So shopping, what kind of shopping budget do you want? I remember for me, y'all, I was thinking, I want to go to the mall and I want to spend like $50 3 times a week. So $150, a week. Let me see. I'm not good at math. My son is a literal human calculator, and he did not get that from me. Shout out to my ex. Okay, so $150 times 4. That's 600. Okay, so let's say 1,200. You know, double that. You know, you just want to buy stuff off Amazon. Oh, let me get TikTok back up. You know, so because this little things like I want to be able to if I see something that I think is going to help me or somebody I know, I want to be able to spend $20 or $30 here or there. Like if I run out of something, I want to be able to just replace it. Your beauty budget. Maybe that's going to be $3,000. Because I know for me, y'all, back when I was making good money, I would go get a pedicure every week. Not that I had to. I just like to go Friday after workout. I would go to the salon, the spa, and I get my toes done. I get a different color, just because I wanted to, just because I could, just because I was pissing away money, which I don't recommend that. What I recommend, y'all, is, being smart with your money, being a good steward over what you have. And that's what this spreadsheet is going to teach you. This spreadsheet forces you to look at numbers. Okay, to look at numbers, see what you have, and to act your wage. Okay, because one thing about growing, if somebody hands you $1 million right now and you don't know how to budget it and manage it, you're going to be broke again. It happens all the time, right? We see the lottery winners, they'll win the lottery, and then years later, they're worse off than before. Okay, so this spreadsheet is so important because it's teaching you how to look at numbers and it's teaching you how to manage your money. Okay, now at the bottom of this spreadsheet, I have listed current bank accounts. Okay, so, whatever's in these bank accounts. I love having multiple bank accounts. Okay, one for bills, one for business. Like if you have a business or if you're thinking about starting a business, a savings account, of course, maybe a giving account, taxes, depending on what type of, business you might have, you're saving a little bit for taxes. So you don't have a exorbitant tax bill next year. A fund account where you just put fund money in. Then a long-term savings, okay? And this is going to be maybe a savings with some type of interest, like a CD, a money market savings, those types of things. And then sinking funds. For me, sinking funds are, for example, car repairs. If every time you get paid, you put $10, $20 into a sinking fund and say, okay, that's for car repairs. Or for me, I would do this for like my oil change. Okay, I know every couple, I can't remember what it was. I think 3,000 miles for that car at that time. I know every 3,000 miles, I'm going to need to spend $50 in oil change. So back then I was getting paid weekly. So I would just put $5 a week. And then when it was time for my oil change, I had that money in that sinking fund. Okay. Or if I know that I'm going to need brakes coming up soon, I'll go get a quote, okay, about how much your brake's going to be for my car. $300. Okay. Well, every time I get paid, I'm going to put $10 here, in this sinking fund. Or if if your car is older and you're coming up on a major maintenance, like your $50,000, not $50,000, your 50,000 mile maintenance or your 100,000 mile maintenance, get those maintenances. Okay. That is going, y'all, if you take care of your car, it will last you so much longer. Don't skip those recommended maintenance packages. A lot of people do because they're expensive, right? If you've got a car and it's coming up on 100,000 miles, and you're supposed to be taking it to the dealership for that 100,000 mile service, but that service is $1,000, you're probably not going to do it. But if you're going and getting your oil changed, and you're looking at your mileage going up and you're saying, okay, well, I'm about, I'm 30,000 miles from 100,000 miles. And I know when I hit that 100,000 miles, I'm going to have to pay $1,000 to get that necessary service. So what you're going to do is you're going to break up that $1,000 over the course of a couple checks. Okay, maybe you put $20. Okay, and that's going to be I'll show you guys right here. 100,000 mile service. Okay, it's going to be $1,000. Break that up and just put a little bit of money every time you get paid, even if it's $5, $10, y'all. Because by the time you get to that 100,000 miles, you'll have the money. Okay, you go without a coffee, for one day a week or something. And, these big bills don't creep up on you, right? And you're not constantly having to empty out a whole paycheck for stuff. And savings is important for that too. That's what these savings right here are for. If you just save a little bit every time you get paid, when you have an emergency, you can just pull out of your savings. Okay. And an emergency isn't, I want a Chipotle bowl. Okay. That's not an emergency, girl. Okay. I'm talking, you get a flat tire and, you get the donut put on it and you got to go get a tire. Okay. And now that's $200. Well, hey, look, we have $200 in our savings account. Empty that out, buy your tire, and then start replenishing it. I'm telling y'all, if you set your life up like this, your stress level, your cortisol, you're not going to have to worry about things because you're going to have the money. Okay. And the first step to having that money is looking at what's coming in, looking at what's going out. One thing I would hear back in the day, I think Dave Ramsey said it. And listen, I do not like Dave Ramsey's politics. But I am a Dave Ramsey fan because firstly, he ain't in the politics like most people think he is. And Dave Ramsey is for women. Okay. He is for women. He tells these men, man up, get another job so your wife can stay at home. I am forever a Dave Ramsey fan. Okay. And, a lot of financial people, they give Dave Ramsey's plan a hard time. And I don't strictly follow Dave Ramsey's plan, y'all. I follow a little bit of everything. But I believe for people starting out, if you don't know anything about finances at all, you know nothing about money, you've never made a budget, go listen to Dave Ramsey. He's going to get you right. Okay. He's going to get you right. He's going to get you on the right track. And along with doing Dave Ramsey's plan, I don't like about his plan is I don't like the idea of never using your credit cards, because what I used to do is like my bills. Okay. Let's scroll back up. Let me show y'all. So my power bill, I would put my power bill on the credit card every month. And then every month I would pay it off. Okay. I had a credit card for my car insurance. Every month I would pay it off. I had a gas credit card. Every month I would pay it off. I had a grocery credit card. Like I had like 5 credit cards. I had one for every one of my bills, and I would just charge stuff every month and then I would pay it off. But the thing about it is a lot of people don't have that discipline. Okay. A lot of people will not do that. And that's why Dave Ramsey's plan is structured. He is structured for those of y'all who know you ain't going to do that. Okay. Those of y'all who know you'll do that. But then once you realize, well, I ain't really got to pay it off. I can use this money for something else. Okay. Dave Ramsey's plan is for undisciplined people. If you know you're undisciplined and you're not going to be able to, I'm not accepting invites on this live, y'all. And you're not going to be, you're not going to do the right thing. That's what Dave Ramsey's plan is for. Okay, we have a comment. Cars are way too expensive to not be doing. Yeah, they are. Yeah, that maintenance. That's why people's cars fall apart. And if y'all just do what I'm explaining, just every time you get paid, put $5. Okay. And if you don't have funds, like I like to do bank accounts because I don't like cash at home with me, but do the envelope systems. Y'all see people with the envelope systems? Okay. Every time you get paid, put $5 in your oil change fund, in your, next major maintenance fund, in your brake fund. Y'all riding on dead brakes, rear-ending people and all that. I mean, you don't have to live that way. All right. Just look at where your money's going and put, what? Oh, I brought up Dave Ramsey because one thing he said, I heard him say way back in the day, is having a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. And I think that's great because, this is what you're doing with this process. You're telling your money where to go. You're taking ownership. You're taking control. You're taking responsibility. Okay. And it just makes your life easier. It's only going to help you living on a budget. And let me tell you, for those of y'all who still fool with men, if you're talking to a man and he does not understand finance and budgeting, stay the hell away from him. Okay, so the middle that you guys are going to see, the pink, this is 2025 financial goals. Okay, so put whatever your goals are. Okay, pay down debt, pay off credit cards. What I was just talking about, charge bills to credit cards and pay them off every month. I think that's a wonderful thing for anybody to do. Okay. You don't have to have 5. Get 2 or 3 credit cards. Charge all your bills to it. Okay. Put your power bill on recurring charge to your credit card and just pay it off every month because you're going to pay it off anyway. And the cool thing about doing this, the process I'm talking about, charging your bills to credit cards every month and paying them off every month, is let's say you do have a major emergency. Okay. I'm saying, let me think of one. Maybe you have your motor blows, right? Or you have a very expensive, I'm talking a $3,000, $5,000 bill that comes up out of nowhere. If you've kept your credit cards paid off, or maybe you have like you have a toothache and you have to get a tooth pulled and your insurance don't cover dental. So now you got to go to, pay out of pocket for, I don't know, $1,000 to get a tooth pulled. I don't know how much it costs. If you maintain your finances in this fashion, you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have savings. And if you don't have enough savings, your credit cards, okay, just use it. All right, your credit utilization is going to be 0. And you can charge things that you absolutely have to have that can't wait, like a tooth getting pulled, a surgery, a co-payment for a medical bill. Like those are things that you charge and pay off. Like, if there's not other ways you can pay them off, like savings or, whatever. And I say negotiate those bills. Okay. Tell them I don't have insurance. Can y'all work with me? Okay. You want to keep your lines of credit open and paid down. Okay. And you want to keep your savings fat. You want lots of money in your savings. Okay. Because your savings, your emergency fund, that's where you're going to go first. Once that's exhausted, the long-term savings that I have down here, now you're going to have to check with your accounts, because some accounts will charge you for pulling out like CDs and money markets and different types of long-term savings that have high interest rates. You got to check and see if it's worth it. Y'all, this stuff is nuanced, okay? But I think the best thing for anybody to do is keep your credit cards paid down, and only use them if it is a true emergency and your savings are exhausted. Okay, don't be charging, crazy stuff. Now, we've all made those. A lot of us have made those mistakes, especially when you're younger. If you didn't have parents who are financially savvy, and you didn't have somebody holding your hand when you turned 18 and you got a credit card and you maxed it out, and you were paying the minimum, like a lot of people fall into that trap. Get yourself out of that trap by budgeting. Okay, open a 529 for my kid. Listen here. Lots of single moms are about to get their tax returns. Do not buy a man anything. Do not buy him a Little Caesars pizza with your damn tax return. Open up an NC 529 for your kid, or whatever is in your state if you're not in North Carolina. Open up a Charles Schwab account and put some money in the stock market. Do not give a man a damn. Do not buy Jordans. Do not buy a PS5. Do not do anything for a man with your tax return, with your earned income credit, with your child tax credit. Do not do anything with the free money that the government is giving you for your children for a damn man. Don't give him $1. Okay. Put money in your children's college savings. Put money in the stock market. Heck, go set it on fire before you give it to a damn man. Okay, tax season's upon us. A lot of y'all's baby daddies are going to be coming back home, talk about they want their families back. Then you turn around and they're, I want these Jordans. Man, my car needs tires. Tell him to take his ass to work. Y'all, tax returns are not for men. Your tax money is not for men. Absolutely not. Give your mama some money. Okay. Give the homeless shelter some money. All right. Have a bonfire and burn your whole tax return before you give a man a damn dime. I'm being serious, y'all. It's ridiculous, man. Listen, I don't get tax returns, but if I did, I wish a man would. My tax returns go on in my kids' checking. It's for my kid. And one cool thing you can do with your tax returns right now, y'all, take whatever it costs to open up a bank account. Open up bank accounts for your kids. Take them to the bank and open accounts. Take them inside a bank and open an account for them. And talk to them about money. Okay? Spend money on your damn kid. Don't listen. I know a lot of y'all ain't going to listen because y'all like to pay for men and it's going to fall on deaf ears. But just in case some of y'all, there's hope for some of y'all. Anyway, future bank accounts right here, y'all. This is where you dream and you manifest. What does your future bank account look like? Okay, you guys see, whatever amount you put, the totals are going to update themselves. If you happen to see any issues in the spreadsheet, y'all, please email me. Okay, I'll have the email address in the description. If you have any type of issues, email me, put budget spreadsheet in the subject so I don't ignore it, because y'all know how emails are, like people be spamming and all that. Okay, we're going to move on to the next sheet. And this is where you put your paychecks. Okay, so I did this every week. You do it for however often you get paid. Okay? So we see this is for January 2025. On the left-hand side, you'll see the bills listed. Now, these are just estimates, y'all. Your bills listed. If you scroll down, it's going to give you a total. This monthly excess right here is taking all of your excess money. Okay. So right here, January 3rd was the first payday, would have been the first Friday payday. Okay. For me, this is based off of my old job, but you can change this. Okay. If you get paid on Thursdays, move it to Thursday. If you only get paid twice a month, or once a month, just put, whatever. So my dream pay, I put my dream pay right here. But what you'll notice is this dream pay is pulled from your annual budget. So you don't have to calculate this. Okay, if you put whatever you put your monthly income in right here, it's going to calculate it right here. Okay, so let's say you want to make $50,000 a month. You see how it updates right here. Okay. And then it has here your net pay, which I think when I first started making this, I think I was bringing home $700 a week. And right here, what I would do, y'all, is my rent. I knew my rent was due by the 5th. I put by the 4th because it's late on the 5th. So I would usually break my rent up into 2 checks. Okay, the last check of the month and the first check of the month. I take $350 each, and then I pay my rent. Okay, insurance is due on the 15th. Gas, food, and then money in savings. I consider savings to be a bill. I did back in the day. All right, that's going to leave me $30 left over, y'all, for fun, to go out, to do whatever, which doesn't sound like a lot, but look at everything I've done with this $700. I've paid my rent. I've paid my car insurance. I filled up my gas tank. I bought grocery, and I put $100 in my savings account. That $30 is, okay, one night out with my friends, one dinner. If that's all you can afford to do it and have fun. Because I remember, man, like, I never did these calculations and thought, oh, I only have $30 left. Man, that's not a lot of money. Don't do that to yourself. When you do these calculations, think positively. Think about, wow, I'm going to have $100 saved with this check. $100 is going into my savings account. And then we move on to the next payday. Okay, let's say we're moving it to Thursday. Y'all get paid Thursday. Okay, the 9th. And then also what I would do is I would look at this dream pay, and I would think, sometimes I would put it right here, and I'd say, one day I might only be bringing home $700, but one day I'm going to be bringing home this much. And look at how much money I'm going to have left over. And go over here back to the left. Look at how much money I'm going to be bringing home every month, just excess. So today I'm at 700, and today all I have left, I have $30 left. I get to go out once, but that's not how it's always going to be. And think about your future. Be grateful for your present and think about your future, y'all. Dream forward. This is what I would do, y'all. Every week I got paid, I would think about it. I'd be like, yeah, I'd be grateful for my little $30. All right. And I was single. I lived by myself. So that's $75 for food. I could order out. That was a lot of money. I went to Whole Foods exclusively. Like, I would go to Whole Foods and just buy stuff. Like, so, I ate really good off that $75, which, thinking back, that was way too much for one person. But I lived in Dilworth, y'all. I had a condo in Dilworth, and I would walk to Harris Teeter. I would go to Whole Foods. I was like really big into organic and all that back then. And then the next paycheck, okay, my lights, $151. They're due on the 15th. I know my next paycheck. And let me show y'all what I'm doing, okay? Why these bills are early. Because I know my next payday is not going to be till the 16th. So I got to pay my lights off of this check. Now, what I could do, I could also split my lights up right here. Okay, I could have said lights, 70. Now, that would have put me in the red. So I would have had to, dial back my savings. And maybe I'm just doing 50. And then I only have $10. And maybe me and my friends just split a pizza. This is nuance. You do what you want to do. Okay, like, what works for you. All right. And y'all see, okay, so that 9th paycheck, I'd pay my lights, gas, and food are every week. And then my car payment was due on the 11th. So I had to pay that car payment off that check. This is just how I decided to budget, y'all, back in I don't know why, because I probably could have broke that up. And then I just didn't have any money. Now, maybe it was cold this week, y'all, and I was like, well, I'm not going out. So I'm just going, because usually what I would do, y'all, is I would budget a month in advance. Like I would, at the end of December, I made this. And I looked ahead, depending on what was going on in January, what I planned on doing, I would go ahead and chart this out. And you can change it as you go. Okay. I would change it as I went, but this $0 right here, it was probably cold this week and I wasn't going out. Sally Mae, aka the bane of my existence, she want her money on the 24th, so I decided to pay. And you guys, hopefully, you guys can see Planet Fitness. I donated to them for a long time. Savings, and then on this particular check, I had a lot left over. Now the goal is to one goal, because I could just say going out $100, and then I could say you can zero out these amounts if you want to, because some weeks, because when I went out, y'all, I didn't want to talk to men. So I wouldn't let men buy me drinks. Like me and my girls would go out to be girls. We didn't want to talk to men. We didn't want them buying us drinks because then they would try to hang around. So we would buy our own drinks. We would buy our own food. We'd be like, get away from us, I was decentering men before it was cool, so I'd pay for my own stuff when I went out. I didn't even want to deal with them for free stuff back then. Like, no, I'd rather just dance with, we dance, we drink, we all got off work Friday. We want to let loose. I don't want a man in my face. I want to chill. And it just continues, you guys, so my vitamins, $129, and I'm saving $350 for my rent payment because I know it's coming up. Okay. So hopefully you guys are getting the idea. And if you look over here, financial goals for January, because I had year-long goals, and I might have monthly goals. Okay. And I have a couple here. Build savings. Save for mom's birthday. Y'all, holidays and birthdays are not emergencies. They're not surprises. They are the same days every year. Plan for them. Okay. If mom's birthday's coming up, dad's birthdays, brothers, anniversaries are coming up, just save something for them. If you are broke, just go to Dollar Tree, get them a card, get them some candy, and call it a day. All right. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to show you guys, this is the final sample, household expenses. And again, if you're on TikTok, these visuals are on YouTube. You can see them. I'm going to post this as soon as it percolates, because it usually takes a minute to it's processed on YouTube after you go live. So estimated household expenses, as you'll see, I think back here I was raw vegan for some reason. Freely had us all eating a bunch of bullshit. So that's why this list is the way it is. I was raw vegan, and then I would eat whatever I wanted on the weekends. So I was partially vegan. But the idea here is, if there are things you buy every week, right? Like if you're going to buy apples, just put the prices here. Like I had a dog back then. I knew I had to buy dog food. I knew I had to buy toilet paper. So the things I knew I had to buy every week, housekeeping, which this particular, okay, so we have weekly and then we have bi-weekly. Okay. Like I didn't pay for housekeeping every week because it was just me, and then monthly. Okay. So all these vitamins I was taking, razors, laundry detergent, hair, sinking fund. If you're a homeowner and you're responsible for your own repairs, save money, have a fund, have an envelope, and drop money in the same way with car repairs. Just drop money in there. $20 here, $30 there. And that fund is for your home repairs. Okay, make it easy on yourself, and you'll see everything gets totaled at the bottom for you. So here's what it looks like. Okay, once you guys get used to it, you can delete these sample sheets because you're not going to need them anymore. And you get into, whatever your income is, put it here. Your net income. And just dream, okay? Put your real amounts and then dream. Okay, mortgage estimate. Okay, maybe you want a pretty big house, $2,000 mortgage. And that's telling you that, that's $24,000 a month. What's the power bill on that? I don't know. $300 if you get an energy efficient house. Your dream car. My dream car is no car payment. So my car payment is going to be $0. But maybe my insurance is expensive. $400. Gas for that car. I don't know, $100 a week, $400, because I drive a lot. I love going places. I love to drive. I eat up the road. Housekeeping, for me, I would probably need housekeeping twice a month. That's $300. And yeah, that's I'm overestimating that. Nanny, I don't need a nanny often because my son's in school. I would say $400. I'm just estimating, y'all. Just like weekends, or if I have to go somewhere or do something, or if I just need a break. Y'all, and dream whatever you want to dream. Shopping. Do you want to spend $2,000 a month on shopping? Beauty maintenance. That's, makeup, your spas. Okay, maybe that's $2,000. Another thing that I feel like this does is it trains you to be grateful, and it trains you to love yourself more. Because once you see numbers of how things cost, okay, like you'll begin to realize, no wonder celebrities and rich people look fabulous because they can afford all these things. And you can too one day. Okay, maybe you want some plastic surgery. Maybe you want a nose job. Maybe you want Ozempic. Okay, that's going to be, how much is Ozempic, y'all? I don't know, $500 a month? Whatever, y'all. All right, and see, it's tallying all this up, y'all. Now, this is negative because I don't have numbers here yet. But all these numbers, y'all, and these are pulled from C4, from this number, okay. And you'll see these totals update, y'all. And then you can do your financial goals, future bank accounts. Maybe you just want a running balance of $100,000. Claim it. Maybe you want $200,000 in your business. Oh, that's not right. Okay, maybe you want 500 million. Whatever, y'all. Now, choose numbers. I got to put something here. What is our estimated monthly income? Let's say you want to make $50,000 a month. Ooh. That's wrong. Whatever your estimated income is, y'all. Oh, excuse my sniffling, y'all. I'm getting over a cold. That's why it took me so long to do this live, y'all. I wanted to wait until I was better. But yeah, and now you see our excess kicked in, y'all. So $50,000 a month, that's $600,000 a year. And these are net numbers, y'all. Okay, so net numbers, And y'all, you just dream. You use this. Now, as you'll see, the household expenses, this is empty because this is yours. You're putting your information in here. And then let's go over. So now you have every spreadsheet I showed you. And again, this dream pay is calculated from whatever you put in your 2025 budget. Okay, right here. Whatever you put here, your dream pay is going to instantly update. And you change these as you want to, y'all. Mortgage, okay, power, whatever bills you have, put them all here. Okay? Whatever your financial goals are. Okay, you switch these for your payday, okay? Because some of y'all, like I said, you might get paid once a month. You might get paid twice a month. Maybe you get paid on the 1st and the 15th. Okay, maybe those are your only 2 pay dates. And you see how all these are 0 because we don't have anything. And, you can just get rid of these. All right, we're going to delete sales. We're just going to shift the sales up. All right. And it gets rid of those. Now, it's going to mess this up. But all you have to do is click in here and delete all these hashtag refs. Okay, it just got confused because I deleted those. And you don't have to delete those, but I know some of y'all, you might be like spreadsheet purists and you don't want all those extra sheets, extra sections below. So if you get paid on the 1st and 15th, see now, your rent, I don't know how much y'all's rent be. Oh, we got to put our net pay. So maybe you make, okay, the 1st and 15th, maybe your check's $1,500. I don't know, y'all, I'm guessing. We can click here to expand the columns. All right, and then you pay your rent, your power. I don't know, $100, $200. I don't know how much stuff costs, y'all. Maybe food, $200. I don't know, y'all. Or if you use the trick I used and, you save some from your last paycheck, you don't have to pay $1,000. Maybe you're just paying $500 because you use that trick I explained to y'all. You break up your bills. You don't just, pay your bills, all your bills with one check. And then again, you get paid again on the 15th. Okay, that's your $1,500. Same thing. If you can get yourself in, paying your rent, $500 a check, instead of just $1,000, paying $1,000 and only having $500 for 2 weeks, that's gonna hurt. But as you'll see, if you can pay $500 in that check and then $500 in the next check, But see, this would require you to start this. So you would have to get ahead by paying, maybe your Christmas bonus. You use your Christmas bonus for this 500. And so now that's going to reset you for the year. You're able to pay, instead of, blowing your Christmas bonus, you paid your rent or you paid half your rent. And now that's going to reset your budget to where every 2 weeks, you're just paying $500. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? If you get a Christmas bonus and you use that to get ahead with your rent, now throughout the entire year of 2025, you're not going to be paying $1,000 every time you get paid, basically. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, or you're not every time you get paid, but you're not going to have to take $1,000 from one check to pay your rent. Your bills are going to be spaced out, and you're going to have more leeway in your budget, is what I'm trying to say, y'all. If you don't stack too many bills on one check. Okay. Hopefully what I'm saying is making sense, y'all. Because that's a big difference. Okay. Then, having to pay $1,000, or maybe you maybe you deliver DoorDash or do Instacart and you earn $500 and you do what I just said. You pay that on your rent and you run your budget this way instead. Okay. Essentially what you're doing is you're putting yourself $500 ahead with your rent. And then you're not having to pay $1,000 every time, like out of one check. Because to me, that would be a lot, which is why and let me go back to my sample budget. I did my budget like this, y'all. I didn't want to have to pay, because let's say, I had to pay my $695. Okay. See now, y'all look at how far back that sets me. And so, all right, so I got 5. Like if I run my budget like a lot of people run their budgets, look at how. I mean, that's terrible. And now all those bills that I deleted, they're gonna have to be on this check, right? Like that, y'all. No wonder people be stressed and full of cortisol. Okay, and you have one of these for every month, y'all. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. You got one for every month, y'all. Listen, the cool thing about this is you buy this once and you can use it indefinitely. Okay, all you gotta do is change the dates. Okay, y'all. And I'm gonna re-release this every year, but you don't have to buy this every year unless you just want to be a cool chick and support me every year, throw me some money. That would be wonderful. But you don't have to. You can just change all these every year and use this indefinitely. And let me tell y'all, this changed my life, because when I started doing what I'm explaining to y'all, when I started looking at my money and budgeting and saving money and dreaming about, man, one day, because, I was dreaming small at first. Okay. I was just thinking, man, I want to make, let me show y'all what I did. I remember, so I don't know if this is going to mess up my spreadsheet, but I wanted to make 880, which is a weird number, right? All right, let me get rid of this formula. I wanted to make $880, which was, it's not a ton of money, right? And This was before I was netting the 700, because I think my 700 was my net off of 880. And I was doing this, and I was thinking, I was dreaming small, y'all, because again, I was, a broke college student just starting my career. And I was like, man, if I could just make $800 a week, it would be so great. If I could just make $880. Like, I don't know why I had this number. And I remember I was working on my job, and I would think about this every week. I would just be thinking, of it, man, all the money I'm gonna have extra when I make that 880. I think I was only making $12 an hour before this. And I would just think, and I would do my budget, and I would pay my bills, and I would have my little, the money I had left over, and I would just be appreciative because my bills are paid. I'm living on my own. I have, a little bit in savings. And I remember, y'all, this moment freaked me out. It scared the crap out of me, because I got a raise. I was really good at my job, and my boss's boss, she came to my desk and she goes, "How much are you making? I don't think we're paying you enough money." And I told her, and she said, "No, you're not making enough money." So she leaves, and she talks to some people. And my manager, he sends me an email, and this happened within like 10 minutes. Y'all, it happened super quick. And he told me, we're adjusting your pay. Your pay is going from this to this. And I was like, it was crazy. And then I remember, y'all, let me see. I think this was $27 an hour. Let me see. I'm doing the math, y'all. Okay, yeah. So I think I did the math, and I realized, and I did an estimate of the taxes, 25%. And it came out to exactly 880, the exact number in my spreadsheet, y'all. And y'all, I like, that feeling shook me to my core, because I didn't have a plan on how I was going to make the money that I wanted to make. I had no plan, and I'd already kind of thought, well, I'll just work here until something else comes along. I was not even expecting that my pay increase could come from my current job, because I was a contractor at the time. And usually when you get into contract jobs, you're there for a pay, and you're there for a certain time, and they don't really, they don't give out raises. But that place would end up giving me 3 raises the first year I was there. And every time I would learn something, I would get a raise. Like, money just kept getting thrown at me. Not even just in my job, but professional, like in my personal life. I remember back then I was a heavy Android person. Like, I was just like, Android's better than Apple. And I was talking to this guy at work, and he's like, "You want an iPad?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not really into Apple products." He's like, "What if somebody gave you one?" I was like, I don't know. I don't even think I want one if somebody gave it to me. And less than like 2 weeks later, this guy I was seeing bought me an iPad. Just surprised me with an iPad, brand new iPad in the box, all the trimmings. And I went to work, and I was like, you know what? Look what I got. I kind of had to eat my own words, because I guess I'm an Apple person now. But y'all, it works. And when it works, it's going to freak you out. So dream. Okay. And if these big numbers scare you, then, don't use them. Okay. Maybe $60,000. Actually, let me see. Okay. $60,000 is how much? Like $3,000 a year? I mean, $3,000 a month? No. Okay. I'm way wrong. $4,000 a month? 5. Oh, I messed it up. Okay, so just Control Z, because I messed something up. $5,000 a month. Okay, $5,000 a month. Okay, maybe you can imagine that. Okay, because if you put these big numbers in the spreadsheet and you're negative about it, that you're not gonna, don't do that. Put in numbers that are doable for you. Okay, and if you were like I was back then, if you're making $12 an hour, maybe $10,000 a month is just not something you can see yourself doing. Train yourself. Okay, train yourself to accept and dream for more. And if you got to start with $5,000, okay, maybe that's doable for you. Okay, and I messed up that formula, so it's not gonna work. I can do it manually. All right, 5,000 divided by 4. All right, so that's $12.50 a month. Maybe you can sit here and look at $12.50 a week, and maybe you can say, yeah, maybe you're making the 750 to 700, and you're like, okay, I want to make $12.50 by this year. Okay, because I went from making 12 to what's 12 times 3? 36. And it's because I believed it and I punched these numbers week after week. I went into the spreadsheet and I put these numbers in here and I looked at them and I dreamed and I felt good and I knew I could do it. Okay. And you guys can do the same exact thing. Okay. All it is manifestation. Okay. You are powerful beyond what you know. All right. And the thing about this spreadsheet is it forces you to confront yourself. It forces you to confront your negative views about money if you have any. Because it taught me I don't have to really work hard to make a lot of money. Because I didn't. Like my job, I didn't work hard on my job. Okay. We believe a lot of things about money that are not necessarily true. Okay. Or you might be thinking, oh, well, I can't make all this money unless I go to college and get a degree. I didn't have a degree at this time. Did not have one. Still don't have one. All right. So decide what you want. Okay. What do you want? Okay, let's go back to our annual budget. Okay. Let me go to the blank one for y'all. Like, what do you want? What are your goals? Okay, you want to make $25 an hour. You want to save $10,000 this year. You want to save $500 for my kids' college. Okay, you want to buy your first Coach bag. You want to go on an all expenses paid vacation to Cabo. What do you want? Just put it there. Okay, and don't be scared. Don't say, well, I'm not going to put it there because I might not get it. You might not get it, but you might get something better. Okay, because at one point, my goal was to make $25 an hour. And I got more than what I asked for. I got more than what I asked for. Okay? Maybe your goal, your financial goal is to pay off $20,000 in student loans. Okay, maybe the money you make right now does not make numerical sense. Put it down anyway. And just read these goals to yourself. Okay, read them, print them out, put them on your refrigerator. And just read them to yourself. Okay, maybe another goal you have is to clean up my credit. Okay, maybe your goal is to file bankruptcy. All right, now talk to financial professionals about these things because they're going to need to get deep. I can't tell you to file bankruptcy. Somebody needs to get deep into your finances to make that judgment call. All I'm going to say, I've never filed bankruptcy, but if I could do one thing over again, y'all, after my divorce, I would have filed bankruptcy because I would have been able to rebound quicker. You know, bankruptcy is like a curse word to broke people, but rich people do it all the time. All the time. Okay. Trump, like people are Donald Trump has fought for bankruptcy. You told them something. It's what they do. But take financial advice. Okay. I'm not saying be quick to file, but I'm just saying one thing I would have redone postpartum is as soon as I separated from my ex and all that was settled, I would have filed for bankruptcy because I could have reestablished myself easier. But figure out what you want. Okay. Dream big dreams. All right. If big dreams scare you, okay, start off. Where's our annual budget? Just start off with $5,000 a month. Okay. $60,000 a year. If you go into this and your negative talk is overwhelming you, and if you put $50,000 here, and every time you open this, you're like, man, I'm never gonna make that much money. I don't know what I'm doing. Then just don't do it. Damn it. just don't put it there. Just start off saying, I want to go from making $12 an hour to making $60,000 a year. Okay. Start off light. All right. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind with yourself. This stuff works. Okay. And the things you need will come to you in unexpected ways. Okay. Back when I was doing this, everything I got did not come the way I thought it was going to come. Like I told you, I thought, I was like kind of had my one foot out the door at my job. And I was thinking, all right, well, as soon as a job brings me an offer with this number, I'm gone. And the universe, God, whatever you want to believe in, I believe in God. I believe God somewhere out there looking out for me. God brought it to me in my in-house, in my own job. I got triple the money. I didn't ask for it. My boss's boss came to me, said, you're not making enough money, and gave me the raise to what I put in the spreadsheet. Listen, Black girl. You are powerful beyond what you know. Like, I am so powerful. And for a while, when I was lost in religion, I forgot that. And I gave up my power. I gave up my power. I gave up my pretty privilege. I gave up a lot thinking that it was going to be worth it because I have a mansion in heaven, right? Well, there's nothing wrong with having a mansion right now. There's nothing wrong with having nice things, with having expensive things. There's nothing wrong with staying at home, being a stay-at-home mom. There's nothing wrong with being a kept wife. There's nothing wrong with a soft life. There's nothing wrong with what you want. As long as what you want does not hurt other people. Okay, as long as you don't want to torture babies and stuff. But when you want things, they will come to you, and they will come to you in a way that doesn't hurt anybody, that doesn't hurt anything, and that only works out in your favor and does good things for you. There's nothing but good things out here for you. Okay, so step into your power. This spreadsheet is in the description. It is $12.99, y'all. You own it forever. And as I said, you can update this every year. Okay, I will update it every year and issue it for sale every year, but you don't have to buy it every year. Unless you just want to throw me some money, just out of support for the sisterhood. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. But plan your life and look up numbers. Look up what stuff costs. Get the numbers. Get comfortable with seeing numbers. Get comfortable with seeing amounts. Get comfortable with seeing stuff, seeing how much it costs, and instead of saying, oh, that's expensive, oh, that costs too much, just say, oh, well, that costs what it's worth. And that's what I need to own that thing. And on that note, y'all, be encouraged. Stay beautiful. Use your privileges for good. And I will see you guys soon. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. I love y'all. Make sure you subscribe, join the sisterhood, share this channel with anyone you know who might benefit from it. You can see in the description a list of the topics that we're going to talk about, you guys. This is just commentary on the exotical space from a Southern Belle, okay? From somebody who's been a Southern Belle her whole life, y'all. I'm, Southern born, Southern bred. And this is just what I know. I know being pretty and getting by, okay? Like out here, you guys can pause and read the list of things on the channel. Just be sure you're subscribed. Leave your comments, leave your experiences. My email will be below. I'd love to hear from y'all. Have a good day, night, whatever you are. I will see you guys next time.